Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, Liberty, Kentucky, FredMcCoy.com. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great 4th of July.
This is going to be another segment of Test Your Knowledge with questions and answers. For those of you that enjoyed the first few questions, we're going to do about the same amount here. And let's go ahead and get started.
And you can pause it. If you don't want to know the answer right quick, just pause it. You take a guess and see if you're right.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they just watched the first one. You're
So
right.
we'll have to, yeah.
If you, we'll read the question off. We'll pause for a minute, and then Sheila will give the answer. So if you want to think about the question, all you got to do is pause your TV or computer, pause it, and that way you don't hear the answer before. We're not going to wait a long time for those that do know the answer.
Okay.
Don't want to sit and wait on it. What was Devil Anse's wife's name? What was Devil Anse's wife's name? This one here should be fairly easy to most.
Yep, it's an easy
You
question.
can pause it if you need to here. If you don't, Sheila's going to give you the answer right now.
Okay, here we go. Her name is Lavasi Chafin Hatfield.
How many children did Devil Anse and Lavasi have? How many children did Devil Anse and Lavasi have? Take your time. You can pause it here if you need to. And Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Okay. 13.
13 children. Devil Anse had how many siblings? How many brothers and sisters did Devil Anse have? Number 15, I think it is. You can pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Okay. The answer is 17.
17 siblings. Devil Anse had 17 siblings. That was a large family.
Yeah, it's huge compared to these days and times.
How many brothers and sisters did Randall have? How many brothers and sisters, how many siblings did Randall McCoy have? Take your time. You can pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Okay. The answer is 12.
Who was Cotton Top's dad? Who was Cotton Top's dad? Take your time. Pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Ellison Hatfield.
Ellison Hatfield. In fact, Cotton Top's real name is Ellison Hatfield, and then his mother married a Mounts, so they called him Ellison Mounts. But he was a Hatfield, and he was a product of Ellison Hatfield and Ellison's first cousin, Harriet Hatfield. And Harriet Hatfield's brother was actually Hog Stillum Floyd, and their father was named John Hatfield. Okay. And that's why Cotton Top, that's why it was always thought that Cotton Top had a mental condition, or was special or retarded, for lack of a better word, because of he was the product of two first cousins.
Okay.
How long did the feud last? How long did the feud last? Take your time. Pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer.
27 years.
27 years.
It's a long
Remember, the feud started in 1863 with the desertion of Devil Anse Hatfield when he got up and ran in the heat of battle.
Right.
And it ended with the hanging of Cotton Top Hatfield at the gallows in Pikeville on February the 18th, 1890. And that was the end of the feud. So that was 27 years, Sheila?
Yes.
27 years. Who was the first death connected to the Hatfield-McCoy feud? Who was the first death? Not counting in 1863 when Devil Anse deserted. That would have been the first death. That's when the hard feelings began, because people actually got killed. Not only was Randall and Uriah taken prisoner of war and Uriah shot, but there was a bunch of men that were killed that day. So there were hard feelings, and that would have been the first deaths of the Civil War in that case. But let's say the first family death.
Right.
Who was the first death in the family? You can pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Asa Harmon McCoy.
Asa Harmon McCoy, the brother to Randall McCoy. Randall fought for the Confederacy. Asa Harmon fought for the Union, as most Kentuckians did. And he was assassinated by Devil Anse and Jim Vance and that bunch while he was hiding in a cave in 1865. I hope that's not a question coming up. But
Some of those.
Devil Anse was considered the leader of what gang? What was the name of their gang? You know, you had the James gang, you had the Youngers, you had all these different, what was that, William Cantrell's Raiders.
Yeah.
What was the name of Devil Anse's gang? You can pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Okay, here we go. Logan Wildcats.
The Logan Wildcats. Now remember, the imaginary Logan
It's
Wildcats.
not the legit ones.
Devil Anse was not a member, or his people was not a member of the legitimate Logan Wildcats, which was the 34th, the 36th, the 39th. I've got to get that right. Company D. They were the actual Logan Wildcats. And Devil Anse just stole their name later on to act like him and his gang was members of that, so they could justify themselves in stealing, looting, burning, doing all the criminal things that they did, just like Cantrell or any of the other gangs did back in them days.
Okay.
Which side did Asa Harmon McCoy fight on? I may have gave you that answer a few minutes ago. I shouldn't talk so much.
Well, if they were listening, they'll.
Which side in the Civil War did Asa Harmon McCoy fight for? You can pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Okay, here's the answer. Union.
He was with the Union. Asa Harmon McCoy fought for the North. When Asa Harmon McCoy returned home, where did he live or hide out before his death? When Asa Harmon was sent home from the Civil War, where did he live or where was he hiding out when he was assassinated? You can pause it if you need to. Sheila's going to give you the answer.
Okay. It was in a cave in Blackberry.
In Blackberry. Yeah, don't hold it on me so much. I've got to read the
No, I'm not
answers.
holding it on you too.
Who was the only person to be hung during the feud? Who was the only person hung during the feud? That's pretty easy. There's
That's it.
only,
Yep, that's an
only
easy
one of them, and he was hung on February the 18th, 1880, and it pretty much ended the feud at that point.
February 18th, 1890.
1890, what'd I say?
80.
Okay, thank you, baby. Thanks for watching
You're
me.
welcome.
Okay, and you can pause it and discuss it, or you can answer, but here Sheila's going to give you the answer now.
Cotton Top, Ellison, Hatfield, Mounts.
Good.
I gave us whole full name.
We're going to do that. Let me turn the page here. Who were the two that fell in love? Who's the big love story back in that day? Who was
Romeo and Juliet
Yep.
at that time?
Yep.
Easy peasy, guys.
Who was the two that fell in love? You can pause it if you need to. I'm sure if there's a question out there everybody gets, it's going to be this one.
Yeah.
Sheila's going to give you the answer.
John C. Hatfield and Rosanna McCoy.
Okay, Johnsy and Roseanne. When did Johnsy and Roseanne meet? What year and what event did Johnsy and Rosanna meet at? What year and what event did Johnsy and Rosanna meet at?
Okay. Give them
And
time
that
to
would
think
you
it
can
out.
pause it, or you can pause it, or you can listen for the answer. It was 1880, and it was on Blackberry at the election, 1880 election. Some people says there was no 1880 election.
Okay.
There was a gathering on Blackberry in 1880. Some says there was election, some says there was not, but there was some kind of a gathering on Blackberry
yeah.
Event. And to the best of what we can find out, even though we can't find any records, and Sheila and I are too, that if we can't find records, we say it didn't happen or something like that. But
Yeah.
so if there was not an election, there was something that occurred on Blackberry Creek in 1880, because that's when they met. They met 2 years before. Well, I don't want to say that
Yeah,
because I'm
'cause
going to give
it's
you.
gonna be another one.
I'm going to give you other answers.
Another question, yeah.
How many are we on here? How much time are you on there?
10.
Okay,
10 and a
stop
half.
it there.